one for me.
What is the tone of this relation?
Is it A, horrific, B, humorous, C, ironic, or D, suspenseful? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I got A and C. I mean D and C. The correct answer is suspenseful. The total selection was suspenseful. Good job. Now, what does suspenseful mean? Like what? Huh?
Like this? Like you don't know what's gonna happen.
You don't know what's gonna happen next. Thank you. Good job. All right, let's look at number 2. Kira, come up and do question 2 for me, baby. Make sure you start where it says read the sentence from the text. You gotta read the whole question.
Read the sentence from the past. The big change to toothpaste during the 1950s and 1960s was the addition of fluoride, which studies had shown to reduce tooth decay and cavities in children.
It's
What
a typo.
does the word reduce mean?
Yes. Is it A, create, B, permit, C, purify, or D, lower? For example, if Walmart reduce their prices on something, what do they do? If a store reduce their prices on clothes, what are they doing? They lower it. So the best answer is what everybody. Good job. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Alright, let's look at the story. It says, I am Alila. This is what you're going to be reading this week. This is part of the story. You got like 3 parts. So today we're going to read this excerpt from the story that she wrote. There's a little background about her. She was shot in the head, but she survived because she was advocating for education. She's from Pakistan. She's Pakistani. She's from Pakistan. So she was fighting for her rights to education. And it was such thing as the Taliban that existed around that time in 1997. Not 1997, she was born in 1997. But she was 15 years old at the time when she was shot. She was coming home from school, and they was ambushed on the bus, and they shot her in the head. Because she was known for fighting for what was right, and that was education. Everybody see what I'm saying? This little expert says, Malala was just a child when the Taliban, a terrorist group, shot her in her home country of Pakistan. However, she survived and continues to speak publicly about the importance of education. Malala is the youngest person ever to win a Nobel Peace Prize after becoming an advocate for education for all. She published her first book, I Am Malala, in 2013. This is the following excerpt from her story, I Am Malala. Alright, everybody see it?
Yes, ma'am.
So let's number the paragraphs before we get started. So somebody tell me how many paragraphs we're going to have all together.
18.
18. Good job. So how many we got together?
18.
Good job. And before we get started, can anybody tell me what a central ideal is? Let's show hands. All right, Q, what's the central ideal?
What's the story most about?
What the story is most about. So everybody, if I ask you what the central ideal is, what you tell me?
What the story is most about.
All right, good job. I'm sorry, babe. So we got 18 paragraphs, and then, like I said, what is a central ideal?
What the story is most about.
What the story is mostly about. So it's 18 short paragraphs, and I'm gonna read them with you. So as I read, please read along. I'm gonna ask you a paragraph again. I'm gonna ask you to see if you keep it up. Are y'all ready? All right, paragraph 1. The ride to school was quick. Just 5 minutes up the road along the river. I arrived on time, and on exam day passed it always did. The chaos of Mingora City surrounded us with its honking horns and factory noises while we worked silently, bent over our papers, and pledged concentration. By the day's end, I was tired but happy. I knew I had done well on my test. Let's stay on for the second trip, said Monique, my best friend. That way we can chat a little longer. We always like to stay on for the late pickup. For days I had a strange gnawing feeling that something bad was going to happen. One night I found myself wondering about death. What is being dead really like? I wanted to know. I was alone in my room, so I turned to Mika and asked God, what happens when you die? I said, how would it feel? If I died, I wanted to be able to tell people what it felt like. Malala, you silly girl. I said to myself, then you'd be dead and you couldn't tell people what it was like. Before I went to bed, I asked God for one more thing. Can I die a little bit and come back so I can tell people about it? But the next day had dawned bright and sunny, and so had the next one and the one after that. And now I knew I'd done well on my exam. Whatever cloud had been hanging on my head had begun to clear away. So Manima and I did what we always did. We had a good gossip. What face cream she was using. Had one of the male teachers gone for a ball and security. And now the first exam was over. How difficult would the next one be? What paragraph we on?
7.
Alright, when our bus was called, we ran down the steps. As usual, Monifa and the other girls covered their heads and faces before we stepped outside the gate and got into the waiting dining. The white truck that was our crucial school bus, and as usual, our driver was ready with a magic trick to amuse us. But that day, he made a pebble disappear. No matter how hard we tried, we couldn't figure out his secret. We piled inside, 20 girls and 2 teachers crammed into the 3 rows of benches stretching down the length of the dining. It was hot and sticky and there were no windows, just a yellow plastic sheet that flapped against the side as we bounced along and girls cried and brushed our streets. What paragraph we on?
9.
Haji Bob Road was a jumble of brightly colored rickshaws, women in flowing robes, men on scooters honking and zigzagging through traffic. We passed a shopkeeper butchering chickens, a boy selling ice cream cones, a billboard for Dr. Humayun's Hair Transplant Institute. Monifa and I were deep in conversation. I had many friends, but she was the friend of my heart, the one with whom I shared everything. That day, we were talking about who would get the highest marks this term, and one of the other girls started a song and the rest of us joined in. Just after we passed Little Giant's Snack Factory, and the bend in the road was not more than 3 minutes from my house, the van slowed to a halt. It was oddly quiet outside. It's so calm today, I said to Monifa. Where are all the people? I don't remember anything after that, but here's the story that's been told to me. 2 young men in white robes stepped in front of our truck. Is this the Crucial School bus? Asked one of them. The driver laughed. The name of the school was painted in black letters on the side. The other young man jumped into the tailboard and leaned into the back where we all were sitting. Who was Malala? He asked. No one said a word, but a few girls looked in my direction. He raised his arm and pointed at me. Some of the girls screamed, and I squeezed Monifa's hand. Who is Malala? I'm Malala, and this is my story. Alright, so basically, like I said, she was shot for fighting for her rights for education. And they said the Taliban, they was not fond of people doing the right thing and doing what was right. So that's why they targeted her. Even though she was 15 years old, they didn't care how old she was because they shot her. If they did, they would have shot her, right? But they didn't care. They didn't care who she was. They didn't care how old she was. There was no focus on killing her because they wanted her to stop doing what she was doing, which was fighting for their rights, correct? So now, Zakira is passed out your questions. So we're going to answer the questions good. We're going to answer 1 through 5 together. And I'm going to let y'all go 6 through 10 by yourself, okay? Alright, so we're going to go to number 1. We're going to read number 1. We're going to look at number 1.
Jay, you want us to highlight after the question?
Yes, we're going to highlight after we do the questions. Alright, let's look at number 1. Everybody look at number 1? It says, which detail from the text best supports the idea that Malala is confident? So A says, by day's end, I was tired but happy. I knew I'd done well on my test. B, so Monifa and I did what we always did. We had a good gossip. C, we piled aside 20 girls and 2 teachers crammed into 3 rows of benches, stretching down the length of the dining. It was hot and sticky, and there was no windows, just a yellow plastic sheet that flapped against the sides. We bounced along and girls cried and rushed our streets. RD, that day when we were talking about who would get the highest marks this term, one of the other girls started a song and the rest of us joined in. Out of all these answer choices, which one shows that she's confident, everybody?
A.
Hey, good job. Let's look at number 2. What do lines, we say lines, but you see it says paragraphs 1 through 4 suggest about, well, not paragraphs 1 through 4. Let me go.
7 through 10.
So, paragraph 3 suggests about Malala. So, go back and read paragraph 3. It says, "For days I had a strange, gnawing feeling that something bad was going to happen. One night I found myself wondering about death. What is being dead really like? I wanted to know. I was alone in my room, so I turned toward Mecca and asked God, what happens when you die?" I said. "How will it feel?" Based off paragraph 3, what can we suggest about Malala? Is she studious? Meaning is she smart? Is she lonely? Is she spiritual? Or is she scared? What you think?
C.
Okay, he got C. Anybody got something different? What you got? What you got? Okay, now read paragraph 3. Read paragraph 3. And tell me, based off what you read paragraph 3, what can we say about her?
Oh, she's
Cause she
spiritual,
praying,
trying
because who she praying to?
God.
She praying to God, so she's what everybody?
spiritual.
Spiritual, so basically she's what? Spiritual. Good job, Maria. Alright, according to lines, this ain't lines, but on your question it says, according to paragraph 10, what can the reader infer? So you go back and read paragraph 10, you answer the question, you answer number 3 for me. So is it A, Malala and her friends were fascinated by what was happening at the Little Giant Snack Factory? B, the area near Malala's house was oddly quiet because people saw members of the Taliban away from Malala's bus. C, there's a malfunction with the van's engine, causing it to slow down. D, the 2 men in white robes got on the bus to help Malala and the other schoolgirls. What is the emphasis about an educated what?
Yes.
So what can you infer about paragraph 10? It's not telling us exactly what happened, but based off of what you read, what can you infer, Mariana?
B for it.
B. So anybody else got something different?
No.
So your best answer is what?
B.
Good job. Alright, let's look at number 4. Which statement best expresses the central idea of the text? Everybody, what is the central idea? What the story is mostly
about.
Y'all get theme and central idea mixed up. What is the central idea, everybody?
What the story is mostly about.
What the story is what?
Mostly about.
So what is the theme? The moral or the
More
message?
or less in the story.
Y'all getting mixed up. So what's the central idea?
The
What is the
story
central
is mostly
idea?
about.
What the story is most about and what's the theme?
The more of the story.
Yes, y'all get them two mixed up. Alright, number 4 says, which statement best expresses the central idea of the text? What was the story mostly about? Was it about her being targeted by the Taliban? Was it about her being religious? Was it about her and her friend being close friends? Or was the city she stayed in a safe place to live? We already know that because they had terrorists, right?
Yes, ma'am.
If you got Taliban, you got some terrorists, is that a safe place to live? Okay.
So it's B.
So our best answer is what?
A.
A. It's not gonna be B. Even though paragraph 3 says we know that she's spiritual because she's praying to God, but not mostly what the story is about, because in the end, it tells basically that she got attacked by the Taliban. It doesn't tell you, but we know that would happen, right? Yes. Now look at number 5. It says, which detail will best support the central idea in the previous question? So we know that she was targeted by the Taliban on her way to school. Which one of these supports that? Is it A? Is it B, C, or D? So I'm gonna let y'all answer that. Then we're gonna answer it as a whole, as a collective. I'm gonna let y'all say 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna let y'all say it. So we know number 4 was A. How we know that she was targeted by, what's closely to show that she was targeted by the Taliban? I'm gonna let y'all say it. Let y'all do 4 corners. Everybody got an answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is A. Good job.